Hello, kindergarten scholars. Welcome back to day 2 of Writer's Workshop. This is week 9, and we're going to continue talking about informational text. Let's go over our learning intentions. What are you going to learn today? You will analyze a mentor text to identify and record the central idea of an informational text. How will you do this? You will draw or write the central idea and one key detail of the book. And then why are you doing this? You're doing this to help you identify the central idea and the key detail of an informational text. Remember, the central idea is what the text or the book is about, and a key idea will be, or a key detail will be something that you remember that's part of that informational text. So let's take a look. We'll review what we've learned so far. This week we are reading the informational text called Places in My Community. Look at the picture on the front cover. You can see it's a real picture, it's a real photograph, it's not a drawing. And the title is called Places in My Community, and that gives us a hint about what the text is going to be about. One of the things we're going to do today is we're going to choose a key detail to write about. The book that we read is full of lots of details. It's full of lots of different places in the community, but we're only going to choose one thing today to write about. So I want you to think about all the things that you saw in the book that remind you of places that maybe we have in Elgin, in our community. But I chose to write about places to buy food. So this picture reminded me of going to the store at H-E-B in Elgin. And I know all communities have grocery stores, so I thought that would be a great key detail to write about because it came from the book. It's something the book talked about, and it's something that I can see in my own community. So I chose to write about H-E-B and as a grocery store. So let's watch my lesson on how I came up with my idea and what I did to show or display my idea in as I wrote about it. Hi, kindergarten scholars. Welcome back. Today we are going to continue our discussion on places in my community. Remember, we read this book yesterday, and we're also referring to it again today. So we said that we reviewed that an informational text has a table of contents. It has real pictures in it. There's the table of contents. It has real photographs. It's not just drawings, but it's photographs that are real. And it also has a heading at the top. You can see how the letters at the top are larger and in a different color ink than the rest of the text on the page. That tells us that the author wanted us to really look at that information and know that under that header we would see all the information about that topic. So today, yesterday we talked about the main idea or the central idea or the topic of our book, and we said that was places in my community. So I wrote this down on my paper, places in my community. And today we're going to list a key idea that goes with places in my community. That means I'm going to refer back to the book and I'm going to pick one thing that I remember about a community, a place in the community in this book, okay? So I looked through the book and I said, oh, I remember there were lots of places that were in this community. There were schools, there were grocery stores, there were shopping malls, there were doctors and vet offices. So I decided I'm going to put on my thinking cap and think, which one of these key ideas do I want to write about today? So I decided that I am going to write about one of the key ideas that I remember was the grocery store. That's a big one. That's in every community, right? Every community has a grocery store. So I'm going to list this underneath my heading, places in my community. So I'm just going to start drawing my H-E-B store, and I'll be right back to tell you what your assignment is for today, okay? Welcome back, boys and girls. While you were gone, I finished my drawing of a key detail that I remember from the text. Remember, the text is places in my community. So as I was listening to the book, I tried to remember all the different places that I remember that were in this book about this community. And one of the places that I remember was the grocery store. There's a grocery store in just about every community. So that was a real big one for me that I remembered. So I drew a picture of a grocery store, and I put H-E-B on the grocery store just because that helps me remember that this is a grocery store. So today in your assignment, you're going to go back to your drawing from yesterday, and if somebody wrote for you places in my community, that's fine. If you drew a picture of what the book looked like on the cover, that's fine too. And today we're going to add one key detail that you remember from the text. So I'm going to draw a line right here to show that I'm connecting my places in community to one of the key details that I remembered from the story, that there is a grocery store. And now I'm going to label that so it helps me remember that a grocery store was one of the places in the community in the text. So let me label this grocery store. Grocery store. And you can challenge yourself by writing all of the sounds that you hear when you say the words that will go with your picture. So today, that's all you're going to do is just remember a key detail from the text, and you're going to draw a picture of it and connect it to the picture that you drew yesterday about places in my community. Great job today. I know you're going to remember lots of key details. Just write about one. And if you need to go back to your reading lesson and listen to the story again, that would be very helpful too. So until I see you tomorrow, happy writing. Your assignment today is to draw a picture in your journal to show the central idea of the text. That's really something we should have done yesterday, but if you didn't do it yesterday, do it today, and you can have someone help you write the words, places in my community. Then add one key detail that you remember from the text. I wrote about a grocery store because that's what I remembered, and you might remember something completely different. So whatever you choose to write about, be sure to draw a line to the first picture that you drew so that you can connect the two things together, the central idea and the key detail that you remember. Great job today. Now let's review what we've learned. Let's review. Informational text teaches us facts about a certain topic, has real pictures, has a table of contents, and answers questions about a topic. We identified the central idea of the text today. We said that it was about places in our community, and we added a key detail about the text. I chose to write about a grocery store because that's what I remembered from the text. You might remember something completely different, so that would be great if you would choose to write something about something different than I wrote about, and then we can all share. Have a great time writing, boys and girls. You've been great listeners today, and you've been even better writers. I'll see you tomorrow.